Welcome back to English Versa. I'm Zara, and sitting across from me is someone who never stops asking deep questions, Ethan.
And I'm Ethan, though today, I think you'll be asking the deeper ones, Zara. It's always good to see everyone joining us again, or maybe joining for the first time. If you're new here, this space is for you. The dreamers, the learners, the ones who want to feel confident in English and in life. The dreamers, the learners, the ones who want to feel confident in English and in life.
Yes, and before we dive in, let's just take a deep breath. You're here, right now, and that's enough. Do you ever feel like time is slipping through your fingers, like sand? Every morning begins with the same promise. I'll start today, and yet, by night, that promise fades into the dark.
We all say we'll begin tomorrow, but tomorrow has a habit of never arriving. I used to think life was about waiting for the right time, until I realized the right time was actually waiting for me.
That's the beauty of learning. Whether it's English, or confidence, or courage. You don't wait to be ready. You begin, and readiness meets you halfway.
Exactly. So today, let's talk about time, learning, and not wasting this beautiful, short, messy life. Because sometimes, all it takes to change your story is one honest conversation, like this one.
We wait for the perfect day to begin, but perfection is a myth, a soft whisper that keeps you standing still. Every great learner started in confusion, in broken sentences, with trembling confidence.
Exactly. When I first spoke English aloud, my voice shook, my thoughts stumbled, but every mistake was a door, opening to something greater.
That's why learning English isn't just grammar and words. It's courage. It's the bravery of showing up, even when you don't feel ready.
And that's where most people waste their life. In the waiting room of someday.
Stop waiting for confidence. Build it. One sentence, one story, one morning at a time.
You know, Zara, I've realized language is more than communication. It's connection. When you speak, you share a piece of your soul.
Beautifully said. When we learn English, we're not just learning words, we're learning how to express our hearts.
Exactly. Every hello, every how are you, every story we share is a bridge between souls.
And yet, we often compare our voices to others. We forget that your accent is your art. Your story gives your English its rhythm.
Yes, fluency isn't perfection. It's honesty. It's the courage to speak, even when you tremble.
Sometimes I study for hours and feel I've learned nothing. Then suddenly, one day I understand a phrase that once confused me. That's when I realize learning grows in silence.
Exactly. Like rain soaking the roots of your soul. You don't see it, but something inside you blooms.
We rush too much. We crave quick result. But learning is a garden, not a race.
And in that garden, every mistake is a seed. Every repetition, a raindrop. Every pause, a ray of sunlight.
So breathe, speak slowly, repeat your favorite stories. Let English settle in your heart, not just in your mouth.
You know, Zara, I used to think wasting life meant doing nothing, but I was wrong. Sometimes it's doing everything that doesn't matter. Filling our hours with noise, our hearts with distraction, our minds with comparison.
Yes. We wake up and reach for our phones before we reach for the sunlight. We scroll through strangers' lives and forget to live our own. We chase applause, not peace. We fill our days with motion, but forget the meaning behind that motion.
Exactly. We run so fast that we forget where we were heading. We speak so much that we forget to listen. We learn to impress, not to express. And somehow, in all that noise, we lose the sound of our own heartbeat.
I've done that too. I've wasted time wishing, planning, doubting, waiting for everything to be perfect before I began. But life doesn't wait for perfection. It moves with or without us. And sometimes, the greatest waste of life is the fear of living it.
You're right. Fear is a thief dressed as logic, and it tells you you're not ready. It whispers, wait a little longer. And before you know it, a year has passed, a dream has faded, and you've become a stranger to your own potential.
That's the saddest kind of loss. Not losing something you had, but losing something you never tried to have.
I used to waste hours wishing I were fluent. I'd sit in silence, imagining how good I'd sound one day. But one day never came, until I realized fluency doesn't appear like magic. It grows slowly through mistakes, through courage, through the brave act of simply speaking.
That's powerful, Ethan, because that's what we forget. The journey begins the moment you start. Even if your voice trembles, even if your accent feels heavy, even if your words fall apart halfway.
Yes, because the moment you open your mouth, you break the chains of hesitation. Every imperfect word is a step toward freedom. Every sentence you try, every phrase you whisper, teaches you something new. Not just about English, but about yourself.
And the beauty is, growth doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for presence. It asks you to show up, tired, afraid, uncertain, and say, I'm here and I'm trying.
When I think of all the hours I lost, overthinking instead of practicing, dreaming instead of doing, I feel grateful now. Because those wasted hours taught me what matters. They showed me the difference between existing and living.
Existing is easy. You breathe, you scroll, you wait. But living is brave. It means standing up, even when the world feels heavy. It means learning, even when your mind says, I can't. It means beginning, even when your heart still trembles.
Stop wasting your life waiting to start. Start, even if your voice shakes. Start, even if you're scared. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move through it.
Yes. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the hardest step wasn't learning English or finding time or mastering words. It was saying, I began.
And that's all it takes. One small step, one brave word, one quiet moment of choice.
Because once you begin, the universe begins to move with you. Doors open, opportunities whisper, and the world, the very world you thought was ignoring you, starts to listen.
So don't wait. Don't waste another sunrise waiting for courage. You already have it. Speak, learn, live. Because this single breath, this single moment is your beginning. You don't need perfect words to begin. You need a willing heart.
And a story worth telling, your own. So wherever you are,
in India, Brazil, the Philippines, the Middle East, or right here, listening quietly. Know this: you are not behind. You are becoming.
Keep learning, keep speaking, and never stop believing that your voice matters, because it does.
Every word, every breath, every brave moment is proof that you're alive and growing.
This was English Versa, and this was your reminder to stop waiting and start living.